You have looked at your own eyes in a mirror thousands of times. Brushing your teeth, fixing your hair, checking if you look tired. Here's something strange. In all those years you have never seen your own eyes move. Not once, not even a flicker. You have seen them still looking back at you. And you have seen them already arrived somewhere else. The moment in between is simply not there. Nothing is wrong with your mirror, and nothing is wrong with your eyes. Something is editing what you see, and it is very good at its job. Try it right now. Find a mirror. A real mirror, not your phone camera. The phone cheats at this test, and later you will see exactly how. Look at your left eye. Now look at your right eye. Your eyes just moved. You felt them move. But you did not see it. The picture skipped, like a cut in a film. Now ask someone else to watch you do the same thing. They see your eyes jump instantly. Clear as day. Everyone on Earth can watch your eyes move. The only person who can never catch it happening is you. This video is about that missing moment. Because it is not just mirrors. It is happening constantly, every waking hour. And by the end, you will know where all that missing time goes. First, meet your guide. Each of my eyes points wherever it likes, so not much slips past me. And your eyes hide far more than mine. Your eyes do not glide over the world, even though it feels like they do. They jump, quick little flicks from point to point called saccades. Reading feels smooth. It is not. Your eyes hop along every line in tiny leaps. When you are looking around, your eyes make about 3 of these jumps every second. Each one is among the fastest movements your body can make. Why jump at all? Because you see far less than you think you do. Only a tiny patch in the middle of your vision is actually sharp, about the size of your thumbnail, held at arm's length. Everything outside that little window is blur and guesswork. Hold your thumb up and stare at it. Now, without moving your eyes, try to read anything beside it. You cannot. That is the true resolution of your eye. So your eyes throw that tiny window around, and your brain quilts the samples into one scene. People have known about the jumps for a surprisingly long time. In the 1870s, a French eye doctor sat and watched people read. Everyone assumed the eyes slid along the sentence like a finger under the words. He saw them hopping, stop, jump, stop, jump. Around 1900, an American scientist built a camera rig to photograph the jumps. The photographs settled it. The glide was an illusion. Everybody's eyes jump, but those photographs raised a harder question. If the eye spends its whole day leaping, why does the world never look like it? It took most of a century to catch the answer in the act. The answer is the hidden setting this video is about. Jumping creates a problem. Swing a camera fast and the picture smears into streaks. Your eyes swing like that thousands of times an hour. The world should be a smeared mess. It never is. Why not? The obvious guess is that the jump is too quick to notice. That is not the answer. The answer is stranger. During every jump, your brain turns your vision down. On purpose. Just before each jump, the feed from your eyes is quietly muted. It stays muted through the jump and comes back just after landing. Notice the order. The muting starts before your eyes move. Your brain is not reacting to the blur. It is planning around it. Like a sound engineer who cuts the microphone just before the singer coughs. It is a setting. Built-in, silent, and running about 3 times every second. Which means that inside every single jump, there is a slice where you see nothing at all. Which brings us back to the warning at the start. Why does a phone camera cheat this test? A mirror bounces light back instantly. The picture of your eyes mid-jump arrives mid-jump, exactly inside the mute. Your phone is not a mirror. It is a camera feeding a screen. And that feed runs late, roughly 1/10 of a second. So the phone replays the jump after it is finished. The mute has lifted, and you catch your own eyes in the act. The mirror shows the present, which you are blind to. The phone shows the past just late enough to slip past the editor. So if your phone showed you your eyes moving, nothing is wrong with you. You found the loophole. But the muting raises the question this whole video hangs on. If your vision keeps switching off, why is there no gap, no flicker, no black, no missing time? Because the gap is filled in afterwards. When your eyes land, your brain takes the new picture and stretches it backwards in time. It writes the arrival over the journey. So you do not just miss the jump. You are handed a little piece of history that never happened. And you can catch the editor doing it. Find a clock with a ticking second hand, a watch or a wall clock. Look away, then flick your eyes back to the second hand. That first second. Does it hang there just slightly too long? As if the clock froze for a moment, then remembered to tick? That is the edit. Scientists call it chronostasis. The clock is fine. Your brain padded that first tick with the backfilled picture. So for you, it truly lasts longer than a second. People notice frozen clocks for years and blame the clocks. The clocks were innocent. It was the setting all along. Researchers measured the padding. At every jump, your brain hands you up to 1/10 of a second that never came through your eyes. Here's the strange part. Filmmakers were exploiting this machinery long before science could explain it. Watch these 8 seconds from a film made in 1947. Count the cuts. Ready? Go. Three. Easy when you are hunting for them. But that is the trick. The moment people follow the story instead of hunting, cuts start to vanish. When a cut lands on a burst of motion, viewers miss about 1 in 3 of them. Editors have always trusted this. One famous Hollywood editor wrote a whole book comparing a good cut to the blink of an eye. For years, the guess was that cuts hide inside your blinks and eye jumps. Scientists tracked viewers' eyes to check. They do not. The missed cuts vanish somewhere else. Attention. When the story pulls you in, the splice slips past while you are busy caring. So the editor in your head has a partner. One hides the seams of the film. The other hides the seams of the world. There is an even older hole in your vision, one you were born with. At the back of each eye, where the wiring leaves for the brain, there are no light sensors at all. A blank spot in everything you look at. All day. You can find yours right now. Close your left eye. With your right eye, stare at the cross on the left of the screen. Keep staring at the cross. Slowly bring the screen closer, then farther. At one distance, the dot simply vanishes. It does not turn black. It does not blur. The background just closes over it. That is your brain painting over the hole with its best guess. It has been doing that every waking second of your life. Same editor. Same policy. Never show the gap. Always show something believable. Usually your 2 eyes cover for each other, and the motion hides the rest. The test just catches the painter working alone. So add it all up. Tens of thousands of jumps every waking day. A little slice of blindness inside each one. Then over 1,000 blinks on top, each one blacking out the world for a good fraction of a second. Your brain cuts those out too. Same trick. You never see the dark. Nobody can give you an exact total. It depends on how much you read and scan and look around. But the estimates land in the same range. Tens of minutes of blindness. By some estimates, most of an hour. Every single day. Eyes wide open, seeing nothing, noticing nothing. Not because the blindness is not real, because the editor is that good. Most of the time, this editing costs you nothing. Sometimes it costs everything. Road safety researchers have a name for one particular kind of crash. A driver stops at a junction, looks left, looks right, pulls out, and hits a motorcycle that was in plain view the whole time. Afterwards, drivers say the same thing so consistently that it became the official label. Looked, but failed to see. For decades, that sounded like an excuse. It is usually the plain truth. Sweep your eyes across a junction, and they cross it in a handful of jumps. Inside every jump, the feed is muted. You know that now. If the motorcycle keeps landing inside those blanked slices, it never reaches you at all. Your brain hands you a clear, empty road. By some counts, a driver who looked but did not see is involved in about 1 in 3 of all junction collisions. That is why the campaigns say, look twice. A second sweep lands your eyes on new spots and gives the road another chance to get through. You cannot turn the editing off, but you can look in slow, deliberate steps and give your eyes more landings. Why would evolution build it this way? Because the blur had to go. A world that smears 3 times a second is useless for spotting food or danger or a face. And there were really only 2 options. Option 1, show the smear anyway and let you live with it. Option 2, cut it out and paste something believable over the hole. Evolution took the scissors. The cut is cheap because the smear was worthless anyway. Nothing that matters is lost. What is gained is a world that looks stable, solid, and continuous. The cost is honesty. What you see is not a live feed. It is a broadcast with a tiny delay and a very fast editor. Smoothed, patched, and backfilled moment to moment. And the strange part is not that the editing happens, it is that the seams never show. One exception, before the end. Raise a finger and move it slowly from side to side. Follow it with your eyes. That glide is real. Tracking a moving thing is the one time your eyes truly flow instead of jumping. So your eyes can move smoothly. They save it for things that move. For everything else, it is jump, cut, patch, jump, cut, patch. Now think back over the last few minutes. Watching this video, your eyes have jumped more than 1,000 times. So somewhere in your memory of it, there are moments that never reached your eyes at all. Filled in, backdated, stitched so cleanly you cannot point to a single one. You were not built to see the world exactly as it is. You were built to see a world you can use, steady, whole, and quietly repaired. Your body is full of hidden settings like this one, and the next one is even stranger.